Hello and welcome to the channel. Gav Axeman Spins with part 2 of the vinyl box sets in my collection, most valuable rundown. So we've done the top 25, so 25 to 13 was in part 1. And because these box sets are literally heavy and weigh a ton, I had to have a couple of days break before I could tackle part 2, which is what's coming up. So 12 to 1, we finished in episode 1 with the Clash, their studio albums box sets from 2013. So we're going for number 12. I'm also, as a bonus at the end, going to show you my least valuable box set, which I've got just over 100 box sets floating around in various vinyl configurations. But I thought, a cautionary tale that not every box set becomes valuable. Some of these are now in this top 12, but I don't buy them to make money. I don't sell them. They're all still here. These are the first copies that I bought. I do play them, but there were one or two that are absolute beasts to store. One in particular causes me no end of headaches. No word of a lie, I've had to get step ladders out to get a couple of these down because they live on top of that shelf, because there is literally nowhere else I can put them without keep tripping over them and kicking them and stuff like that. So to preserve their integrity, they get put up there. It's given me a very good excuse to get the duster out and give it a dust up there as well. So the top of that Calex shelf, which is a big 5x5 one, has got a well-earned dusting in amongst this video. So quick thank you to all those that are liking, subscribing, leaving comments. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Channel's doing okay at the mo. Had a few new subscribers with the last video, so welcome if you are returning and enjoyed part 1. If you're watching this and you haven't yet liked and subscribed, it would be much appreciated. And at that, shall we have a look at some box sets? So they're going to be 13 to show, my top 12, but I'm also going to show my least valuable box set, so you get an idea that not all box sets go up in value with age. My least valuable one is also the oldest box set I have, but it's one of my most cherished ones. So at the end, after number 1, I'll show you what's at the bottom of the charts as such. Nothing to do with quality sometimes either. So number 12 then. So very timely. They are probably the biggest band again in the world right now. I think that's fair to say. Their tour is going down a storm. I saw them in Cardiff in July for the opening night. The more I think about that gig, the more good it gets. It was fantastic at the time, and everyone I've spoke to who's been lucky enough to go and see them on this current tour so far is rave reviews across the board, which is unusual. So the People's Choice, number 12. So this is a compilation that came out in 2006, just before their final to date studio album. So it was kind of replaced by another best of, so I'm not sure this will ever get a repress, but it is the mighty Oasis with Stop the Clocks from 2006. So I was lucky enough when I after the 90s kind of CD era, and I got a turntable again in the kind of early 2000s, I was picking up a lot of 90s stuff that when it kind of got issued, particularly best ofs and box sets, because I hadn't got anything on vinyl. So this was great at the time, because it was, I think, might have been the first slab of Oasis vinyl I actually bought. So it wasn't anywhere near the price it's commanding now, though. So so according to Discogs Medium, 178 now. So this is, I think, is it a double or a triple? Can't remember, to be fair. No, it's a triple and a booklet. Lovely Peter Blake cover. Like the first video, I won't get every single record out because this video will go on for years, and also they are a bit unwieldy and I'll probably end up giving myself a hernia. But lovely box set. I think this one sounds pretty good, and it's a really good connoisseur's choice. Lots of B-sides. Noel did the track listing, left some good stuff out, focused very much on those early years. So from Rock and Roll Star to Don't Look Back in Anger at the end, really good. Quite a few B-sides on that as well. So great band Oasis, and I'm glad to see they're getting a bit of love again at the moment. So I had kind of had a bit of a messy end in it, so it's a nice coda. Will they be doing Nebworth next year? Wait and see. So number 12, £178 apparently. as I said, these values are really just to give you an idea. You know, it's only worth what somebody will pay at the end of the day, isn't it? So 178 that. So once they're done, they're going that way to try and create a bit of space for my good self. So number 11. So here's a big one. So okay, so this is from 2023. This is a second issue of the first version. First version I didn't buy. I bought the CD equivalent. I then regretted not buying it because it sold out and got quite hard to find, and the prices did go up. So they very kindly did a second repress, but to differentiate, they did the second versions in coloured vinyl. So there was a clear distinction between the two sets. So this one, I think is not actually, currently isn't worth, probably worth less than I paid for it. So this one hasn't really gone up in value, but it is a thing of beauty. It's a bit of a one-stop shop for the 1960s versions of the Decca albums by, oh my god, the Rolling Stones. So this is the Rolling Stones in colour, a lovely, like one of these flippy toppy lids, and all the records are in there. Now, there you go. I'll show you the back because that's probably the best way of showing you this. So there you go. So all the albums on coloured vinyl. It's unlike the Beatles mono set, it does also have the American versions. So there's a bit of duplication in terms of some of the tracks, but it is a very much a complete one-stop shop. Cool, blimey, told you it's heavy this. So little magnetic thing. There is a nice book, which is there, quite thin, and then all the albums are inside. But I'm afraid that's as good as I'm gonna be able to do, because if I do any more than that, I am literally going to die doing this video. In terms of, if you are watching this and there's any of these you would like me to do an in-depth kind of look at, please put something in the comments. But yeah, the Stones in mono, the 60s stuff, all gloriously coloured. Now, price on that, 185 quid. I think that's actually less than I paid. So that one hasn't really shifted. If anything, it's gone down. Be interesting to see, did it have any effect on the black vinyl version? Did that carry on going up, or did that come down as well? Who knows? Oh, blimey. Top 10. So heavy stuff. So a heavy band, not in terms of heavy metal, but emotion. This is a band that I kind of fell out of love with a little bit, because when I met my good lady to be wife, she had her place, I had mine. And once we'd been together for a while, I used to stay in the week at hers, and then we go back to mine at weekends before we eventually bought this house, which obviously is ours. But whilst at her house, her flat, unfortunately, she had somebody move out and a new kind of downstairs neighbour move in, who occasionally, when his girlfriend dumped him, insisted on playing this band's music at quite loud volume at quite unsociable hours. So if I hear the song Creep ever again, I will probably run out and just jump out of a car or a tree, and that's the end of me. But yeah, Radiohead is the band. I find them hard to listen to now, but this is a best of, so if you're going to listen to a best of, I suppose it's a good one to have. 4-album box set from 2008, so this is an original. Never been repressed, which is probably why this goes for a bit of cash. That's the back. I don't know if you can see the track list in there. It's probably quite hard to read, but it has one of my favourites. Obviously, Planet Telex is on there, but it goes all the way from Just to True Love Rates. You know, you name it, it's on there really. But it sticks to the Parlophone years. So just, I think it was like the end of their contract before they went off to was it Excel, is they with now? Can't remember, but before they started kind of doing self-pricing on the internet, and generally kind of deciding they don't want to be the biggest band in the world, but briefly they were, weren't they? So Radiohead, when they were good, I don't know. Personally, I think the first 2 albums are where it's at with them. But nice hedge-top kind of a lid, it's got some gumph in there, and then the records are, so the sleeves are there, and I think I've been very clever. Yeah, I've kept all the records at the bottom. Let's have a little look-see. Coming out. Yeah, there you go. So all the records there are at the bottom there in their little inners, so they get protected. But yeah, 4 albums, of Radiohead goodness. So yeah, like I say, don't listen to Radiohead much anymore. I don't know why. Maybe they were just of their time a little bit. But yeah, I've kind of, it's that guy playing the music at 2 in the morning and shouting out he was a weirdo. So, and I've put the lid on wrong, there you go. So that one is number 10, and will set you back on average £196. So there's that one. Right, so a couple of Britpoppy type bands, haven't we? A bit of 90s stuff, bit of 60s stuff. Sticking with the 90s. Now this is a good one. As I say, when I bought this in 2015, I'd got none of their stuff on vinyl, got all the CDs, so this was a great one-stop shop of their kind of career kind of highlight work. They've carried on since, but I think this is really where the good stuff is. So from America, the Eels, Novocaine for the soul fame. Love that first album, but all of their albums are good. Not an easy listen, so they're kind of in the Radiohead camp a little bit of not the you know, probably that guy probably played these after Radiohead, didn't he? But my favourite album is the Electro Shock Blues album. A hard listen, but a beautiful record. My 9th most valuable one from 2015, 200 quid now that's looking at. So yeah, great band though. If you get the chance to read his autobiography, really a hard read, but a good read. Right, I can shuffle a bit forward to the camera now because I've cleared a bit of space. So the next one is a heavy hitter. One of my favourite bands, seen them live several times. Went to the tour that this album documents. So it's a reissue of probably possibly their best studio album, certainly one of the biggest selling. The tour that this was on was phenomenal. One of the best concerts I've ever been to in 1987. I'm talking U2 and the Joshua Tree box set. So, and again, this weighs an absolute fucking ton. So there you go. So if I wasn't fit before this video, will be after. So lifts off like that. This is probably the easiest way I'm going to be able to do this. Doink! What, blimey! So a nice kind of Joshua Tree kind of thingy, front and back. And then the records and a big book are like that. The reason this is pretty essential, in my opinion, is the live album that goes with this, which is absolutely phenomenal. But you get the album, the live album, all the B-sides, some remixes and outtakes is fabulous. Photo book, and then another big photo book as well. So it is like that, so it's huge. But the live gig on this is brilliant. If you want a cheap way of getting that live gig, though, is the 2 CD version of this big box set. I had a remaster of the album on one, but it had the full live gig on CD on the other. So that's the cheap way of getting it. But yeah, so that one came out in 2017 for the anniversary. So it would have been the 40th anniversary? Yeah, 87, yeah. So it's the 40th anniversary edition. I think the 30th anniversary edition was a little tiny CD box, which was a lot cheaper than this. I picked this up in a online sale, and this was a bit lucky, and the reason being, if you look there, it's just got a bit of a ping and a ding in the corner, which, to be honest with you, I can understand why, because this thing weighs a ton, but because of that, I got it at such a discount, it was untrue. I think there was a few of these must have got damaged in transit, and an online seller was doing them at a very, very reasonable price. £222 now that's worth, according to the internet. So, and Discogs, so, but great box set. And U2's B-sides around that era are fabulous as well. So it was, again, for me, it was an instant kind of purchase to give my old 12-inch singles a bit of a break and have them beautifully packaged and remastered. Right, number 7. So this is one of the most recent ones I bought, and this is probably, in terms of value, gone up a little bit, but not dramatically. Another 60s band, the complete studio albums from 1965 to 2020 will come out in 2023. Will set you back 234 on average now. I think that's pretty similar to what I played, but it is the Pretty Things. And you get all of those records. So for me, an instant one-stop shop, because finding their stuff on vinyl in the UK ain't that easy. So I've got a few albums on CD. Of course, what's the big famous one? SF Sorrow, isn't it? So I've got a couple of copies of that on vinyl as well, but the chance to get the entire catalogue in one go, couldn't turn it down. So that one there, as I said, would wallop you £234. Right, I'll tell you what, it's good for the muscles, this. So 6 to go. So number 6, one of my favourite bands, one of the greatest bands that ever came out of the UK. Shone briefly for about 5 years, didn't they? First album 77, last album 82. Does that give it away? That might. But basically, we are talking the complete studio albums of The Jam, and the big selling point of this, you also get nice book, but there are 2 records at the bottom there that gather up all the non-album tracks, non-album singles and B-sides. So again, great one-stop shop. I have kind of shown this on a Jam video, so I won't go through it too much more. That's now up to 244. That was nowhere near this when I bought this in 2013. I'm sure it was sub 100. It was a really good deal, which is kind of why I dived on it when it was first issued, but never been reissued. It's got that nice kind of what do they call it, ink spot, something like that. So beautifully done. Nice book as well in that one. So but the B-sides disc makes it pretty essential in my opinion. Top 5, here we go then. So delighted this one's up here. It's been reissued. The reissue was a Record Store Day first, I think this year, and then it had a more general issue in it. It went from coloured vinyl to black vinyl. Originally it was a 5-album box set, which is the one I've got, with 3 tracks on each side. They've then reissued it as a 4-album with 4 tracks on each side. The best version of this is the original CD in a clamshell box, because you got the two main albums. You then got a 3rd disc, which was a live gig, and then the 4th disc was a DVD with an audio commentary on every video they ever did, by none other than Noel Gallagher. And it's one of the funniest DVDs that you can ever listen to, because he absolutely slates his own band. Something like well worth getting if you can spot that. I think that's now consigned to deletion file, but back in the day, time flew. 2010, Oasis, Time Flies, which was all the singles from 94 to 2000, including things like Lord Don't Slow Me Down, which was like a download only song, and yeah, that kind of stuff. So can't really say any more about Oasis, can they? But this is well worth having, and this is the original incarnation in this nice blue box. The reissue has done that, so that's the cover for the reissue. And there you go, there's some blurb on the inside lid. But yeah, so that one now, 257. So I don't know if that's gone down or up because of the reformation. I suspect it's probably gone up because the new version's nothing like this. So the new version, having said, that's pretty reasonably priced. So particularly the black vinyl version. So there you go. Number 5, £257 for the Gallaghers. Right, number 4, back to the 80s. Now this one did shock me when I was doing this video, because again, this came out on Demon Records. I have to be a bit careful with this fella, because it's a little fragile. Okay, so it's a numbered edition by the 80s Enfant Terribles, the Jesus and Mary Chains vinyl collection. So again, I won't show you every record, but that's what's on it. And it's all the studio albums up to this point, plus live in concert, BB sessions, and a B-sides and rarities album. 180 gram vinyl, 40-page book, anniversary poster, numbered edition. I don't know if you can just see that. All on black vinyl, and that is it. None more black. And it's one of these where you kind of lift it off like so, which I'll try and do without killing myself. Ooh, there you go. And there you go, that's what's on it. There's all the records. Heavy box set in more ways than one. 2013, I don't think this was much more than 100 when it came out. This was, again, vinyl box sets now have gone stupid in price, but this is now going for £337, which I suppose for, I don't know how many records are in this. There's a lot in that. So are they all? So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Blimey, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's about 20 slabs of vinyl on this. That's probably why it's so expensive. So, because there's a lot of triples and doubles on there. So, well worth having. Unlikely to... Will it ever see the light today again? Who knows? But at the moment, £337. So I'm just going to pop that there. We're down to the top 3. So 80s back to the 90s, and it's not Oasis. So who do you think would command the king of the Britpop box sets? Well, at the moment, it's these guys. So Blur. So 21, which gathered up all the albums before they reformed. So it's slightly out of date now because they've done 2 studio albums since then. No B-sides, no nothing like that. Just a plain reissue of the studio albums. At the time, this was well worth getting because they were nigh impossible to find, and there were loads and loads of iffy, dodgy counterfeit copies. If you went to a record fair, you'd find copies of Park Life on all kinds of coloured vinyl, and none of them were genuine. So that one now, from 2012 up to £344 now. So great box set. Saying no more than that. Right, so I'm going to have to put this up there now because I'm running out of room. So yeah, so getting towards the end now. So 20 minutes in. So what do you think is number 2? So came out in 2011 for a whopping... I think this might have been a few £100. I bought it, I think, because it was very much around my birthday, and it was my birthday combined Christmas present for that year, because my birthday's quite late in the year, so I can sometimes be cheeky and get like a bigger present, have it as a combined thing. This is the winner of the worst box set in my collection in terms of storage, because over the years, since 2011, this has lived in all kinds of places, and it has to now go up there because it's the only place that it will do. I'm going to try and... Actually, I'll tell you what it is and then I'll show you. So, my favourite band of all time, maybe? Certainly the one that, as a teenager, it kind of moved me from the heavy rock, heavy metal scene to like the alternative indie, and all things kind of Britpop in the 90s. Love this band, followed the solo careers as well. It is the complete Smiths. So now you can see why this is the most awkward box set in the world to store. It's huge. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to show it you. So we have to do this. It's got one of these magnetic things at the bottom, and now let's see how much falls out. Oh, there you go. So, all of it. So there you go. So it's like that. So it's got vinyl, CDs. It also has every single they did, including some foreign stuff. It is immense. So let's show you the booklet first of all. The numbered edition. Christ, this thing is dangerous. So that's the numbered. So it's 2,733. I can't remember how many there were to start with. This is good. I'll show you this because this tells you what's on there basically. So it's basically all of that. So 25 singles, every album on vinyl and every album on CD, all remastered at the time in 2011 by Frank Arkwright and Johnny Marr. Little download code. Download code was good. It's one of the few things I downloaded because in amongst the singles there were quite a few rarities. I've actually got the how much it is in here. So here we go. Wow. So it cost 250 quid, 249, back in, ordered the 4th of October 2011. Yeah. So I won't show you anymore because it's got all my address on it and things. Yeah, so it is now worth, and I think this has gone down a little bit in recent years because I'm sure it was higher than this, 727 average Discogs. I've never seen one go for less than 1,000 online, and they don't come up very often. I can't remember how many there were, but I don't think there were masses. So mine's 2,733. Maybe somebody out there in the comments can tell me. But the booklet's quite nice. Very not much to it, to be honest with you. Goes through all the single covers. Yeah, so a little forward by Johnny, I think, and Seymour Stein. Very, very good. So yeah, so the Smiths complete. You get art cards, There you go, with all the albums. I think there's a big poster here as well. What the poster's like? Can't remember, to be fair. Oh, it's the album. It's the cover of the album as a poster. There you go, like so. Yeah, so that image, the cover image, is actually the reverse of the World Won't Listen album. That's what's on the back. Then you get art cards and all that. So the back of that album is now the front of this box set. So it's brilliant. It weighs a ton. It's impossible to show you on this video because bits of it already kind of flying around. So I'm just going to kind of, for now you can see why it's awkward to store. There you go. I'm just going to pop it there, and I'm going to gently pop a couple of the singles back in. So the 7 inches were, you get like the negative hand in glove. This was probably the best single because you get the Troy Tate version of Reel Around the Fountain as like a promo with Gene on the other side, Charming Man, and so on, so on. Some of them are on white vinyl, some of them on clear, but it does a really good job of what's the phrase, kind of highlighting their career. No unreleased stuff on it though, so one of the few rarities is the Reel Around the Fountain. But nice to have all the CDs as well, and they're done in this kind of little Japanesey replica stuff with the inner there. So that's it. So it's a CD 7-inch 12-inch box set, 727 quid. So if you like the Smiths, it's a bit of an essential kind of find, not easy to get these days. So right, I'm just going to pop all of that back up there. So the albums come out like that, and there you go, there's the first album. So yeah, very good, including things like it reprints stickers and that type of stuff on there. I'm just going to do this bit by bit. Put the poster there, put them there, we go. Put the price there, close the lid, there you go. And I'm gonna just put it back so it doesn't crush the Blur box set underneath it. So we're at number 1. So video's going on a little bit longer, I thought, because I thought as these are quite hard to find things, might as well spend a little bit of time going through them. So number 1, can you guess what it is? There's a clue, and I'm wearing it. Now this is interesting because this has just been reissued, and I think this has had an impact on the value of the original. So £958, it was for a long time well over 1,000. It is of course the Beatles in mono, the daddy of box sets from 2014. What would the Beatles charge you now for this? What did the new issue go for? I can't remember, I don't know. But it's an absolute muller of a box set, and I think probably if you're a Beatles fan, you'll have known about this. There's been lots of videos about the reissue, but I love this. I am tempted to have a dedicated mono turntable up here, actually, because I've got a turntable up here and a turntable downstairs. I tend to listen to more vinyl downstairs, and I thought, actually, if I had a dedicated mono kind of experience up here, it's quite complex to do that. With the setup I've got, that might be the way to go. So I'm toying with that idea. And that was 12 to 1. Bonus time, the 13th box set I'm going to show. So this I had as a Christmas present in 1982 from my mum and dad. The very first box set I ever owned. I've still got it. It's still in actually reasonable nick, and in 40 odd years it's gone from being worth about £15, which was quite a lot of money back then, to £5 whole. So my least valuable box set, but one of my favourites, is Status Quo, from the makers of a 3-album box set. 2 albums of like an alternative best of. It starts with Pictures of Matchstick Men, one of the greatest singles ever made, and then finishes with the Charles and Di live concert at the Birmingham NEC, which I recorded off the telly and watched, and this is like the live album of that. And it leads off like that, and this one, it's still intact, and it's got like these little things, and I've still got my little stickers that I put on it so that I knew which album was which within these plain black inners. So yeah, the Quo from the makers of conclude this video. Thank you for watching. It's gone a little bit longer than I intended, but over and out. I've now got to get the step ladders out, do some dusting and put all these things away again. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all of that type of stuff. Much appreciated, and hopefully see you on the next one, which will probably be vinyl finds. Ta-da.